What's up, guys? It's Colgan here. As always, are you going to subscribe to my channel?
Yes.
Are you going to like this video to help me out with the YouTube algorithm?
Yes.
Great. So let's just get right into it. The biggest question I get asked, besides if I have a girlfriend, is interest rates changing the Northern Virginia market? In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. So let's get into the stats. Let's get into the data. So right off the bat, I was just talking to a lender friend of mine. What I asked him was, hey, what's the difference between a 1% interest rate make? Because obviously, things have gone around from about 3% up to 4% in the last year or so, and they're expected to go up to 4.5 to maybe even 5%. I'll talk about that a little bit more. So what he was telling me, on a $500,000 house, if you were to put down 50 grand, an extra percentage point would cost you $260 a month. So that same house last year would have cost you an extra $260 a month, or it goes in reverse as well. So a $2,000 a month payment at 3% interest would have got you around a $487,000 house, and now 4% gets you about $420,000 house. So what am I seeing from that effect? Obviously, the rising interest rates are going to affect the market. They're going to continually affect the market, I believe. With everything going on with Ukraine, they've actually had to delay some of the interest rate hikes they were thinking about doing, but what I'm hearing to stop inflation and what I'm reading, they're going to be doing them again in the summer or a little bit later this year. Now, they're not going to do anything drastic, obviously, because that would just affect the markets in general, and the market as a whole, the whole stock market would tumble. So they're not going to do that, but they have to do something here to help curb inflation. So what does that mean for our local area? What does that mean for home prices? Let me just give you guys some numbers for month of February for our market, and then I'm going to talk a little bit more about what I'm seeing in the market and what you can do to get a place, or if you should sell, or whatever your plans are. So getting into the stats right off the bat, the one thing I really noticed is the days on market definitely about doubled. And that's not many days to have to double, right? Because some of the houses were selling in 5 to 7 days. Now that same house is taking about 12 days to sell. Now February was probably one of slower months I had seen in a little while, but the inventory was very, very low, and there were still multiple offers, but there just wasn't much action going on. Now we did have a couple of snowstorms here or there, but let me talk about the numbers. So Arlington, Virginia, the average sales price is $789,000, and it had a 10% increase year over year in sales prices. So that's, wow, that's like national average is like 3 to 4%. Average days on market, they're 39 days. Now keep in mind, I've said this before, Arlington, Alexandria can be a little skewed, as well as Fairfax, because condos take a lot longer to sell than townhouses or single families, which we have a lot of here. Getting to Alexandria, the average sales price was $649,000 with a 5% increase year over year in 29 days on the market. Loudoun County was definitely highly impressive. Average sales price $729,000 with a price increase of 14% year over year, which is insane because they are building a lot out there more, and there has been, these very ridiculously high prices out there in Loudoun. Average days on the market, 2 weeks, 14 days. So things there moving quickly. Fairfax, average sales price $713,000, 10% increase over last year, with an average of about 21 days on the market. Prince William County, where my office is here in Haymarket, $517,000 average, price increase of 15% with an average of 12 days on the market. So Prince William actually is the fastest moving market. Doesn't surprise me. Very tons of growth here going on, tons of opportunity here. A lot of people wanting to move out from Arlington and Alexandria and DC out this way, and Loudoun as well. So doesn't really surprise me. Stafford County, average sales price $497,000. Unbelievably though, 20% price increase, 18 days on the market average. And Fauquier County, $540,000 average with a days on market average of 21 days, but a 7% increase year over year. So the numbers are kind of like all over the map, but if you look out further in like the suburb areas like Prince William and Loudoun and Stafford, they had the highest prices increase, which like I said before, is some people moving out here drove up demand, and the lack of building in the last 3 years because of the pandemic. Obviously, there's just low inventory. So what am I thinking? What do I think is going to happen? I have seen somewhat of a slowdown. Things are still selling, but I'm seeing more and more things creeping on the market, which just totally makes sense. It's early spring. The weather is finally starting to break, and also the pandemic stuff has definitely loosened up. So more people that I saw before who didn't want to list are now wanting to list. list their houses for sale. But just let me give you an example. The other day I wrote an offer for a $700,000 house. They had 3 offers. I talked to my buyer. I helped them negotiate it. We put in an offer and it got bid up about 30 to 40,000, I believe. And I was talking to the agent, you know, we got accepted, and after we got ratified, I said, hey, what was it like? And she was like, you know what, we didn't have as many showings as I thought. She was like, I thought we'd have got a ton more offers, and the seller was obviously expecting this craziness to happen that didn't happen. And so, but I was like, you know what, how can you really complain? You know, like you got bid up $40,000 or whatever. So unfortunately, that's the only thing that frustrates me a little bit, is some sellers are thinking this is the new way of life, this is the new normal. There's no way that this can sustain things. I think the demand is certainly, you know, there's definitely tons of buyers going out. People are getting approved. They are backing off a little bit as the rates rise, and there's a huge frustration from January and February where there just was not much for sale. Now here's the other thing, right? Rentals in this area are hard to come by. I've had a friend looking for a rental in the Loudoun area for several months, and their budget is about $2,700 a month, and they cannot find anything. And so the rental market, the rent prices are just increasing over here. And someone told me the other day of what they were paying for rent for an apartment in Manassas. I almost passed out. I think it was like $3,000 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment. So we definitely need some more affordable housing in this area for sure, because there's not many more suburbs you can go out to outside like Front Royal and Culpeper and all that. So is the market cooling off? It's hard to say. Right now, looking at the data, I think what I'm seeing as I'm an agent who actually sells, I'm on the streets every day selling, I do think things are slowing down a tad, but I think it all makes sense with everything going on in the world. Pandemic's being released, concerts are coming back, everything's coming back. So that is basically the state of the market right now. If you guys do have any questions, definitely shoot me a text at the number below. A ton of you text me and ask me questions. Comment below what else you guys want to see. You know, we do a lot of area tours and all that because I try to bring in some new clientele. So if you guys want to see some other things, let me know. I hope you enjoy these market stat videos. I will keep dropping them. And if you are thinking about buying or selling, definitely give me a call. Virginia Real Estate Expert. See at the top or from the top.